This is what he came up with as his final design, and it was a lot heavier than we hoped it would be. This is extremely heavy,
Yeah,
and
that
for that
that's
reason, it's kind
that's
of hard to put
Octi's head's
together.
pretty heavy.
But the arms make quite an impressive spread when it's all assembled. That huge head and
Yeah.
these arms, it was irresistible to kids in the parade.
Oh,
They
that's
just
so much
couldn't get enough of
fun.
Octi.
So what does Octi represent?
Well, Octi, I'll tell you the story.
Okay.
Uh, in 1901, Frank Norris, a novelist, wrote a novel called The Octopus, which was the story of conflict about property between the railroads in the late 1800s and the farm settlers in California, in the
Okay.
San Joaquin Valley. And the conflict over property resulted finally came to a climax in a shootout between the two sides that killed 18 people.
Oh wow.
And the case went to court, and the court decided in favor of the railroad. And this was the basis of Norris's novel, The Octopus. And the octopus was his symbol of brutal corporate power, railroad power.
Okay.
That's why he called it the octopus. And that's where we got the title, because for us, the octopus is excessive corporate power created largely by the courts, by Supreme Court decisions, including some completely phony decisions, one called Santa Clara v. Southern Pacific, completely phony, establishing the concept of corporate personhood, which which concept enables the courts, the corporations to claim all of the constitutional protections that real people have. It was a phony decision called Santa Clara v. Southern Pacific, 1886, that created this notion of corporate personhood, which has come down to us today in Citizens United, which which lets dark money just flood into our elections on the guise of freedom of speech, which comes from the notion of corporate personhood, which is completely phony. Also, if corporations were persons, they would run into the 13th Amendment, because the 13th Amendment forbids something called slavery, which is defined as ownership of a person by another. And what else is a corporation? It's something owned by other persons, right? So this is something that's not often appreciated, that it runs afoul, actually, of the 13th Amendment of the Constitution. People, people don't, it just doesn't register with them, though. If you point it out to a constitutional lawyer, you say, "Oh yeah, yeah, that would be a problem, wouldn't it?" But most of them, it, they just haven't thought of it that way. Now, in case you want some notes on this,
Absolutely.
there you go.
So I am learning. I appreciate
Okay,
it.
there you go.
So Octi's been involved in a lot of parades
Yeah,
and such to try to
several
teach
parades.
people about the tentacles
The,
of corporations.
that's right. And the first time it appeared in a parade, it won the prize, the grand prize.
That's awesome.
And that's it. That's the prize.
That's so cool. Yay. Yeah.
Hold on. Give me bad ears.
That's awesome. All right.
Is that all right?
Okay.
Okay.
Now, we're not saving these. Somebody wants it.
I don't think I really need this, do I?
No.
You had my
What
story.
was your name, sir?
My name is James Allison, Jim Allison.
Okay. Thank you so much for helping me understand a little bit more. I know of Citizens United, but it's good to learn more.
Yeah.
I'm glad you guys are trying to teach people. It's
Thank you.
amazing.
Thank you.
That's amazing.
Love you. Bye-bye.
Do you want to say anything about Octi before he goes? Are you going to be sad?
All right.
I'm not going to be sad. If we don't get rid of this corporate personhood, we're all going to be like this.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
it's him or us.
That's right.
Sadly.
That's right.
No, he can go right back into his hidey hole. And we're not against business. That's great.
Yeah.
We're against corporate power ruining public discourse.
Absolutely.
And we're against his little reaching into education, into labor, into healthcare, into the environment, into politics, into policy, governmental policy. It's pathetic.
Yeah.
So, no. And I think one of the things that he did was he brought a lot of groups from Bloomington together.
Yeah.
Because we had people from Medicare for All that held the tentacle into healthcare. We had people from unions, the communication union, that were holding the tentacle, into labor. We had ICPE, the Indiana Coalition for Public Education, holding the tentacle for education. So it was a really good way in media. It was a really good way for all the groups to understand that he's at the base of why all of us aren't getting what we deserve.
Really has become an evil thing,
It has,
hasn't it?
because of the money in politics.
Yeah.
That's what's made the difference. And it's a political entity. He's not a person. And he doesn't deserve to have free speech that's protected in the Bill of Rights.
And this is all due to the Supreme Court decision in Citizens United in 2010. That's basically when this group, Reverse Citizens United, it was under another name then, but it got together, and we've been going strong ever since, fighting the good fight. And if we ever get a Congress that's smart, we'll do away with that rotten decision in 2010.
But there's a lot of reasons that a politician might want to stay and have this continue, right? Because they benefit off of the money, right?
Yes,
The reasons are called money.
yeah.
What's that?
The reasons are called money.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. What was your name again, sweetie?
Susan Davis.
And yours, sir?
I'm Doug Davis, her husband.
Oh, okay. All right. And do you want to say anything?
Well, the idea for Octi came from the railroads and the progressive era when I told her, but that's where the idea of the octopus came from.
Yeah.
Now, we didn't figure that we would have such a big octopus and such a heavy octopus. If it wasn't for Susan's organizing ability we had to have at least 21 people, the minimum, 21
Yeah,
people
to pull
to
it off.
pull this in a parade. And
Pull
to
the tentacles.
pull it and then have the tentacles to be waving with those
Yeah.
blue hands. And so it was a major operation to do this, but it was attention getting.
Oh, I'm sure.
and we were trying to draw attention to this dark money effect on our politics. And this is why the politicians are bought. It's with this dark money, and it was the Supreme Court that declared corporations persons, and those corporation persons had Bill of Rights, and therefore you couldn't regulate the amount of money they put in politics. And this is what we've got we've got now, this democracy being grifted away from us. And so I'm sad to see Octi go.
Yeah.
Because Octi was a way for us to reach out to the public on the civic day of the year, the 4th of July, that citizens had to fight back against this dark money in politics.
And we're calling this occasion a farewell to 8 arms. Thanks to Hemingway.
You know, it really does sound absurd when you see what it represents, because it's so obvious. It's so obvious when you show a representation like that and you really tell the true story about it, and to think that corporations have the same rights as a person. When you say it like that, it sounds absurd.
Yes.
Yet it exists.
Yes.
And a lot of people don't know and don't understand that. I didn't know until not too long ago, you know?
Yeah, the play with words, the play with
Yeah.
ideas, the twisting of the meaning of the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. But our hope now is with the our Girls Summit, and this is going to the people, talking directly to the people, and forget about the dark money buying TV time, buying politicians. We'll talk to each other, and we still have the vote. We got to really fight for it.
Yeah, yeah. And we understand, power is, organized money and organized people. So this Octi represents that organized money, but the organized people we know is what is more powerful, and it is our vote. And when we talk about even resistance, our vote is a form of resistance. It's where we do a hard no to where the direction is going. And so while we're sad that we are disassembling this float, the thing is that the work that Reverse Citizens United has done has actually gone beyond just a parade float. And that is the more powerful, and that they have actually connected not only their messaging, but just an understanding that it has to take a multitude of people in multitudes of places. And I'm also particularly excited, like here we are in a barn in rural Indiana, and I do feel like rural Indiana is leading the forefront of these conversations, because we are the first ones impacted by corporate money. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you want to tell everybody who you are?
Yes, I am Michelle Higgs, and I'm running for House District 60, which is Monroe, Morgan, Johnson counties. But I'm also leading up the Indiana Rural Summit, which gives a voice to rural and small town Hoosiers.
Yeah,
And so, yes.
We definitely need the representation, because these career politicians really don't understand the effects of the policy that's happening right now on rural America. They really don't get it. And so we definitely need some people who are brave enough to go in there and the grassroots efforts and actually making some change that's not worried about the fame and not worried about the money and all that. So I appreciate what you guys are doing. And you used to hold a position too, ma'am, didn't you? You want to tell everybody who you are?
Tommy Allison, I was mayor of the city of Bloomington from 1983 to 1995.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And you're still fighting the good fight to this day, right?
Same motivation is to have people be the ones that you serve, and that the peoples are represented by the representatives. And that means all the people, not just a sum of the people.
Not just that top tier, huh?
Right.
We appreciate all of your work for sure. This has been definitely a big project, hasn't it?
It has been, and it continues. And I always say that democracy is not a spectator sport.
No,
And
it's not.
too many people have felt that it's somebody else's job, but it's we the people.
Yeah,
So we the
absolutely. And we just need people that have the heart to want to make change. I'm trying to encourage anybody who thinks that they could potentially run and think that maybe they're not smart enough or maybe they don't understand enough, that it really just takes a good heart and a willingness to learn and to connect with people, and they could fill those positions and truly make some policy change. So,
Just connect.
yep, just connect, just be willing. Thank you so much. We appreciate all your guys' work with Octi. We're sad to see them go.